What's up, everybody? This is Phil Rogacki.
And I'm Jared Abergina.
You're listening to Two Tree Guys Podcast. What's up, everybody? Phil Rogacki here with the Two Tree Guy Podcast. If you're listening today, there's two things. You're either a fan, you love it, you've been listening to every single episode, or this is the first time you've ever heard the Two Tree Guy Podcast. So if you never heard this before, this podcast is for you. It's for our industry. It's for the world to hear what we do. And we have many different talks on here. It's not just us in here shooting the shit and, hey, what's up? How are you? Blah, 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 making some funny jokes. We like to give back a lot. And we talk about safety talks. How do we improve safety out in our industry with real life examples and, cautionary tales, emphasizing the importance of safety and being safety first kind of mindset. We have our gear talk where we dive in depth and exploration of like tree care gear, comparing different products in the market and providing insight to the users out there and what works, what doesn't work, what we like, advantages, so on and so forth. We have our training talks where we go in and we do some comprehensive training sessions, sharing valuable insights to help the listeners, you guys, kind of refine your skills and maybe adapt new techniques that you maybe have heard the first time. And then lastly, we have What's Your Story, where we talk to you and hear your story, the good, the bad, where are you at today and why are you here, and in your life, the mentors you had. So that's our show. And there is a fee for the show if you're listening to this. If you're listening to this right now, the fee is to share it, okay? That's it. We don't ask for money. There's no sponsors that have been paying us yet, but if you're a sponsor, you're listening, send us the money so we don't have to pay for putting these episodes on for everybody.
Send these guys the money. They need it. Let's do it. And they're doing great work.
I'm hungry. I haven't ate for 2 days, But that's your fee, is to share the podcast. Tag us in it, share it, send it to people, email it to people, whatever. But today we're going to be doing a training talk on apprenticeship and workforce development. And not a new on the podcast, a veteran on the podcast, Roderick Franklin. I'm glad to have you back on the show.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks. Good to be here.
You came in the studio, and it was awesome. If you guys haven't listened to his full-length episode, go back a few episodes, go listen to it, learn about Roderick, where he's from, where he came from, where he's at now. But he's going to be bringing about apprenticeship and workforce development. So the floor is yours, man.
Okay.
Yours. So dive in.
I'm in. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to Academy. Thank you to Phil, and Jared and Bob and everyone, Kendall, who really comes to the table and puts together such an amazing training platform that it is definitely, as we'll say, elevating the industry. So I just want to say, give it up to you, Phil.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
You're doing
Appreciate it.
You're doing the deal. But of course, you all, I love being at these wonderful, energetic and fun events. I mean, they're educational. That they supply us with amazing training. And for a guy like me, I come here, I soak up the knowledge, all right, and then immediately I go back and infuse it into my own market.
Why it's fresh.
While it's fresh. I mean, I even heard Jared say one time, I think he said this on a regular basis, hey, the stuff you learned here when I was at Academy, trained, by the way, and learned so much. He said, the stuff you learned here, okay, if you go back and can retain 15%, you're doing good. And so, but a guy like me, I'm taking notes, all right? So when I go home, man, I'm retaining. If that's the case, if that's his number, I'm trying to do 50%. But of that 50, I am retraining and redoing. Repetition's the mother of all learning. So therefore, if I'm training someone to do it, it is instilled in me. But that's what you get here. I've been passed by all the big guys are here. Lawrence Schultz, of course, Mark Chisholm, all right? Yeah. Amazing. And you go to their trainings, you listen to these techniques, and you can go home and you find your own skills.
Yeah.
And as we were talking about apprenticeship and workforce development, it doesn't take some, long drawn out format. the TCIA has created an amazing train the trainer program. So essentially what I have done, you all, I went to Jared, I went to Phil, made it happen. I'm like, I'm there, I'm doing it. I'm studying, I'm in the weight room, I'm learning it, I'm focused, you know what I mean? And from that, when I went back home, not only was my confidence level above the charts, all right, my skill set matched my confidence. And so when I stepped on the table and I broke out that stick and I laid it against my shoulder and I said, this tree is going to fall within 6 feet, guess what? Oh, sorry. Guess what? It did. And that encouraged me to continue to train these guys. Why? Because some of the contractors I work for, I'm talking to good old boys. Yeah, just wrap that shit, man. Wrap it around. Give it 3 wraps. 3 wraps. I'm like, what do you mean? It's falling down. The trees everywhere. There's no understanding of vectoring. It's like, oh my God. Just drop below that top. You know, I mean, that's what we do, and that's why I love it as well. But I will say, I guess, what I have done. That's, you know them. I mean, come on, Beers and Truck. Don't use that porter wrap. Don't use that.
Guys, there's your laugh for you, and I'll freaking share the show.
Right. So, but essentially, what I have done, I've gone back and I've worked myself. And this is for anyone. Yes, I started as a groundie 4 years ago. I met these guys in 2022 Arborfest, and from there, my skill set has just skyrocketed. So, number one thing I tell the people I speak with: spend a little money to go to these events. Come here. You're going to get so much out of it. You're going to grow so much faster. That's number one.
And it's not just knowledge. You're saving time. And in our life, we only have so much time. So all the knowledge that you're getting, normally if you're out in the field and you're just learning a little bit here, it might take you 6 years.
That's right.
So you're reducing that time because of that little bit of more money you spent.
That's
that
right.
investment. I just cut off 3 years.
That's facts.
We can't get any more time back. Every day we lose it.
Right.
Nothing's coming back.
That's facts.
So spend a little money, save a little time.
Fair enough. And to that point, I'm going to say, you all listen. I started in 2018. There's a hurricane in Durham, North Carolina. I had some rock climbing experience, so there is something there. I wasn't finding any training in my own home market. That's what made me realize, hey, there's a training niche for me here. Once I found Jared and you all, I went to, I was in Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
I got this shirt, and I'm so proud of it, man. I wear this shirt with pride.
You earned that shirt.
Thank you. Then you all encouraged me. I'm back at Treetopia. I learned so much more at Treetopia. But once again, I spent the money to get there.
Yeah.
Did I really have it in my budget? I'm like, I'll stretch it. But it has paid off 10. Eric, oh my God. Come here. Can he come in as well?
Yeah.
Eric, so here it is. When I was on the podcast, Eric is one of those mentors. When I see him, his energy is high. He's high frequency. He's vibing at such a higher level. I came on board. He called in and just said, keep on doing it. Here's programs. Here's things you can do. I took notes and I studied that. And coming to the point, because of Eric, because of you all, I learned some things. And guess what, y'all? I'm 4 months in. I got a health and safety position. What? I mean, the monies, I'll tell you. Health and safety guys make it between 80 grand to 100 a year. You manage 120. So I got there, guys, within 3 years. And that's from coming to these events, showing up, and making it happen.
I love it.
So,
I mean, maybe I'll get a little check coming to me.
You all, what you got to do, share this video because we need to get this guy paid. We need him here next year.
Some sponsors.
Yes, we need his sponsors right here. Plant food, plant healthcare is the way the industry is going. So sponsor this guy. I'm wearing this hat to sponsor this young man.
Oh man, Eric, thanks for joining us. Eric Palacio. We're going over apprenticeship and workforce development here.
Yeah. So essentially, Eric, I'm gonna give you the floor. But I'm on the podcast. I'm obviously super pumped. There might or might not have been cocktails going on. There might not have been a full 8 day of training. I'm like a little dizzy because I'm just out in this killing it in Santa Rosa. Jared he's cranking us and making us run real hard. Or the great food they had at the ranch, man. I'm been a little too full, but essentially, you all, we turned it up, and I gave all my heart. I gave love. Eric recognized that, man, and called in and just said some great things of encouragement. Yeah. And he's at every show. Every time I see this young man, higher frequency, positive, you can do it, giving great mentorship. And what I tell you all, when you come here and you meet legends like this, guys have been doing it for 10, 15 years, when you go home, man, you're just going to grow. There's no way you can't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dude, thank you for saying that. It means a lot to us. And I think, someone took the time to give us advice at one point, and the only way we can pay it back is doing it ourselves. So for us, doing it for you, like, dude, that means a lot to us, right? And we joke around like, hey, maybe we should get a commission, maybe we should get a check. But for us,
I ain't joking.
but for us to see you with what you're doing and where you're at, like, dude, look.
Oh, goosebumps,
bro! Like, because we like that's what we do, and that's what our pay is, to see someone successful like you. That gives us a plug. That's this is why I'm successful, because of these guys. Like, oh man, our job is done.
It shows us it works.
It works, man.
So we want to do more and more. So
and I'm gonna say this, guys. Anyone who's sponsoring right now, particularly the Plant Healthcare Group. I came to this one in 2022 ArborFest. Plant Healthcare, let's say on a scale from 1 to 10, there was a 1.5 buzz. I went to Treetopia. Whoa, there was a 3.5 buzz. I came here to this one, all right, and unfortunately I was in Charlotte for only a short time. I had to work. But here, there's a 10 out of 10 buzz on Plant Tree Healthcare. If you're not on the Plant Healthcare buzz, man, get into it. 2 of the major trainers I saw spoke about cabling. He parlayed to, hey, if you cable this tree, and cable it properly, you can come back and trim the foliage off. That's a repeat business. Can you hear me? Then if you say to the customer, and the customer loves you because you saved that beautiful silver maple. We know those, there are holes in the middle of the silver maples, you know what I mean? You don't know what's inside of them, but you saved it because it's an heirloom tree, your mom planted the tree. Then he said this, he goes, man, but guess what? If you put together a comprehensive plant healthcare plan, you can come back and treat the plant in the fall, okay, in the spring, and next thing you know, have that increase the value of your company because you set up as residual business. And at the end of the day, who are they going to call when they want the 5,000 fail anyway? You've kept their tree for 15 years. They're going to call you, but you've had business with them for 15 years, and now you drop the tree anyway. And more importantly, you keep the tree in the canopy. We want to try as much, at least in my opinion, I think this is where the market's going. We want to keep more trees in the canopy that we can.
Yeah.
And if you treat them, that's the way to go. So Plant Healthcare guys, send this guy a check right now. Phil needs a check from you, please.
Well, let's keep diving into the apprenticeship and workforce development.
Okay, good, please. Well, I'll tell you what we have right now on the table. Now, and when I kind of talk about this information, it's going to seem like I've known it forever. But like I told you, you come here and you learn. I went to 3 great sessions. One was today about apprenticeship, and what I learned is we're listening to all the talk and so forth. But what I learned is this. She said, and these are data from the Department of Labor. She was from Chicago. $1.5 billion has been given to urban forestry. Okay?
Absolutely. I was just in Washington, D.C. for the World Urban Forestry Council, and that's the reason we were there. We got to speak to some senators. We got to talk to some lawmakers.
Some lobbyists, probably.
And listen, we found that out. We found that there was all that money out there. And one of the senators it's like, hey, Eric, what are you doing out here? I was like, well, I'm trying to get this grant money, right, for the apprenticeship programs that we have.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, this is where it's at. And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to be at the table. It's Washington, D.C.
All right.
At the table.
Right, sure.
He said, Eric, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
Oh, my God.
I was like, oh, my God. So I'm in the right place. We're in the
yeah.
This comes from a senator. He's letting us know. They're like, this is where you need to be if you want to change things, And I was there for that. I did North American climbing competition after that.
In DC, right?
Yeah, and then we did the ANSI committee because I'm a voting member for that. So you have to stay in those realms. You have to look for those grants. You have to stay in the know so that you can get that funding to do those apprenticeship to keep. We didn't have anything like that when we started, Phil. And then now that we get to participate in an apprenticeship program, I teach at the college, the apprenticeship program.
You mentioned that to me when you called the podcast, and I never stopped thinking about it. Even when I went to academy, or after I left academy, Jared kind of talked to me about that program too, and he literally said, "Hey man, look, join TCIA, study their literature, and that's where it's at. And then train literature, and that's what I have been doing."
Good.
So that's great.
That's awesome.
Once again, I didn't know that Eric knew this, but see, that's the kind of mentor. This kind of, if you vibe at a higher frequency, these are things that happen. So before we off this podcast, I'm pulling your coattails, man. I'm working with you, man.
Yeah, what's up.
Yeah, so essentially, I learned this here, you all, and but I've been working on it, but now I just have more energy, more tools in the toolbox, so to speak. But had I not come here, I would not have known this was happening. So what I am hearing, and I'll tell you kind of what I've been doing as well back there in Durham, is that there's money for apprenticeship. So what I'm going to go home and do is follow the roadmap. We're in my area, we're already doing it, but not at the level of receiving the federal grants. But essentially, there is a step for those out there who want to have a program, because we know there are not enough arborists. There are not enough trained personnel to handle this mission. That's why they dump $1.5 billion in. They want us, the professionals industry, to come on board and create these programs. And I've been doing one as a pilot program called Frisbees to Farms. Essentially, we take young kids out. We have them play Ultimate Frisbee. Ultimate Frisbee is an amazing game, okay? It teaches agency. It's no contact, so you can play big kids, young kids, and we can teach algebra with it. We can teach physics with it. But more importantly, we can work on those soft skills that are important for some of the kids in the neighborhoods I work in.
Yeah,
you got to get the soft skills first, and then teach them the drag brush and so forth, work the chipper. And then when they get to that secondary, let's say they've come work for your company, then they've already have the soft skills together. So they're able to apply those the real skills, the dragging, the chipper, the safety, etc.
Dude, it's like that's where you want to start.
That's where you want to start.
That's where you want to start. We've worked with a lot of older arborists that you're like, this old dog's been doing this for 40 years. It's going to be hard to change them, you know? So when you start at the beginning with the soft skills, and kids don't have customer service skills. Kids don't have people skills right now, you know?
That's
so
true,
when you teach them that, when you're able to start off there, the climbing part is easy.
It's easy, right?
The climbing part is easy.
I mean, they love that part. The climbing part is easy. So what I have done since, instead of taking the kids to the crag to climb, okay, I have thrown ropes up in, thank you, Durham Parks and Rec. Thank you for the parks programs. Thank you to 4-H, NCA&T for being part of the extension program, because Bridges to Farms is this. We take the kids on the Frisbees, we build those soft skills, we take on agritourism tours, let them see the farms. This is all, speaking of DC, this is all around Michelle Obama Move monies. Essentially, this is before I found tree work. I'm helping kids move their body through Frisbee, and then I'm having them go home with aquaponic farms. You have young kids from the hood, yo.
From the hood.
And they are literally making romaine lettuce for their parents and cutting it up and talking about, man. So that's how this came together. Now, I've been taking kids climbing for a long time, but I never had the vehicle to plug them into. I didn't know it was there. Once again, ArborFest. I didn't know all these vehicles there. But so now I can go to the table and say, hey, I take kids rock climbing, and then...
When you say the table, you're talking government.
That's right.
Let's get some money.
Let's get some money. I go to the table, and they give the money to the computer program, so they have a direct vocational link. You don't know what you don't know. Once I found tree climbing, I'm realizing we know that the soft skills, taking kids camping, rock climbing works, right? But now I'm at a level where the rock climbing skills are the tree climbing skills.
Yeah.
Bro, you get to my guys like over here in the forestry program, Christopher Burns, Bradley Massey. Thanks for you all coming out. Thanks, Steele, for having the career day. These guys are amazing. I work with them. We're going to work together with the Alabama A&M University program. These guys are amazing. Great ambassadors for your school. Super clever, super smart, and just ready to go.
Yeah.
They will be the team. These are like juniors and in college. Correct me if I'm wrong, you all. You can call in if you want. Juniors in college, they'll be the ones who are coming down and working with our 18 to 35-year-olds, but definitely with our high school kids and middle school kids. They know the language, they know the biology, and they're excited about every forestry, and they look like them. And that's going to change, right? So we know that inclusivity, 95% of the people in this industry are white, okay? And there might be 10% women right now. So the industry, urban forestry, the tree industry is recognizing we need to make some changes. Hence the Steel career days. Again, thanks Steel for making that happen. And thanks TCIA for being cutting edge in this way.
Yeah.
But monies are there. My program has been moving forward, but now I am going to work at full speed to work with Eric U Academy to I'm saying you all in 2024, we're going to have some kids in Durham at ArborFest, after ArborFest, have Academy in Durham doing a program to move us forward. And I know that
I would definitely like to use the elevated scholarship that we started through the Academy and the money that were raised through Edelrid, tree stuff, Davy Trees, putting money in. We'll utilize that money for this program.
But that'd be great. That'd be great.
If we can send a couple kids here from, the East Coast out, wherever you're at, to come fly them here, or students or people that just can't afford it. That's what the money's for.
Right.
Life-changing.
And what I will commit to do is this. I'm committing to help. Thanks, Clogger, as well, for the elevated pants. I wear them every day. They're on point. They're on fire.
Yeah.
They're probably, I don't wash them as much as I should, but I'm wearing them.
You don't have to.
I know, right? I need about 3 or 4 more pairs. No. But essentially, what I want to do is this. Part of our program is for the kids to volunteer. So part of that soft skills is they volunteer building trails. We build, work with the Eno Valley. It's and they build trails. They get those skills right. And so it's like leave no trace. They understand this process. So when that's happening, they're already getting themselves ready to come to ArborFest and maybe come to ArborFest and help you all volunteer here.
Yeah.
Picking up trash, helping with the ropes. But once they get the skills, they can even help on the ropes as well. Killing it.
Absolutely.
You see what I mean?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I think you all, I've been giving my time. We've got 5 minutes. I mean, we could go all day.
I know.
But I want to get some thanks out
Yeah,
to folks
get it
real
out.
quick because I've been out there working for stakeholders. Of course, Eric is one of them. Thank you, man.
Thank you, my man.
Thank you,
really
brother.
appreciate it. Like I told you, it means a lot.
Thank you.
To me, to us, you know, this is why we do it, bro.
Thank you, bro. And of course, the Thanks Academy. When I wear this shirt, it means something, you all.
Yes, it does.
And it makes me feel, so thanks Academy, of course. Thanks, Bill. Thanks to the Carolina Stewardship Association for their amazing Sustainable Agriculture Conference. We're moving things forward in terms of farms. Thank you so much. The Durham Fire Department, we're going to be working with you all through Academy. Durham Parks and Rec, we're going to be working with you all through Academy. Of course, the North Carolina Department of Labor, thank you for agreeing to put something together for us whenever we show up. And here's my last two plugs. Jagged Brick Climber. When I'm in the field, man, I show my youth your videos.
That's my man right there.
I show them, and that gives them pumped up. And then another guy, he's out there. His name is Give Thanks to Game of Thrones.
Oh,
you have helped me close so many deals. I watch your videos, yo, and you all do this. I watch his videos. He teaches me the science. I say the Latin word 37,000 times so I can get it right. And then literally I go to my customers, man, and I say, hey, this codominant tree here, you know, it's not a very strong union, and we might want to do some cabling on it, or I don't want to fell it, but let's think about that. And that is what it's all about.
Oh, I love
you. See what I mean? Take what you learn here from these superstars, and then go back and infuse in your market and make yourself bigger.
Awesome. Guys, listen, Roderick, man, you got to get out to California. Maybe I just have to get out to you more.
Yeah,
maybe that's the thing.
Let's do this. Last time you said you had me covered, man. Get me out to California. I'm ready to fly whenever you get me out there. Let's talk about it.
There's a new
Trust
spot.
me, I have some stuff. I have a plan for you that's been in my head since the day I've met you. It's just timing on everything. So when that comes, it's you're going to get a call from me. When you get a call from me, and I'm like,
it's go time.
California.
It's go time. That works.
Go time.
That's right.
Okay, but I appreciate you getting on this.
Yeah.
Really bringing up, the apprenticeship, workforce development. Our industry is so far behind from other industries out there, and the more we have these type of apprenticeships, more schooling, more education, more ways that's easier for people to get in the industry. This is how our industry gets better, and we need that for that. So how does everybody reach out to you? You want to throw your phone number out, email? What do you got?
I do this. Let's do the easy one. So B as in boy, O as in Olive, S as in Sam, S as in Sam, M as in Mary, A as in Apple, N as in Nancy, 123@gmail.com. So that is bossman123@gmail.com.
Nice.
There it is, guys. You guys have any questions? You need help? Or do you just want to say hi and thank him for it? Reach out to him, man. This is a guy that will open the door every single time for you and help you out in any way he can. So
absolutely, you need more people like you.
And I appreciate you. I appreciate it, man. Hey, what I'm gonna do, you all. Also, my phone number 619-928-9084. 619-928-9084. We are doing this. We're making it happen. Reach out. I'm ready to help any way I can. We're doing it.
There it is, guys. Guys, listen, if you like the show, if you got something out of it, there's going to be more on this apprenticeship and workforce development, how to start it, how to get it in your community from local to state, whatever it may be. It's going to be coming more to you. So
Indeed.
Thank you again. Pay the fee, share it. And if you like this episode, tag us in it. We would love that. And just remember to always elevate the standard of the industry through safety, training, and innovation. See you guys. Bye.